Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why nobody spends as much time with their clients like I do, and nobody has the kind of coaching like I do. I coach mainly in audio exchange as well as phone sessions. The two most popular packages the links are directly below, as well as to my website. The audio exchange package goes like this. You record an audio, I analyze it, I transcribe it, I reply with my own analysis of your audio. Usually it's a good idea to start with a phone conversation to make sure that I'm your kind of coach. However, I do assume that you already have watched more than one video of mine, audio/video, and understand my personality. But if you'd like to make sure that I'm your cup of tea, black currant tea, that's my favorite tea now, then you can do that. The link is below to my website to book that. After that, we start covering your childhood, adolescence, all the way to present time. I really need to know what you've lived thus far, which is signifies to me the kind of beliefs that you picked up. I need to know about your parents, your siblings, your former relationships. All of this went into your subconscious belief, all of these experiences, and I really need to pick them apart in order to understand the kind of beliefs you're walking around with today. And then and only then we go into exercises such as belief work, forgiveness, different other things. I usually custom design it for each individual, although more or less certain things are certainly the same, but I custom make it for different people depending on the situation. And I usually recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me minimum to cover the entire program in earnest. Some people stay with me longer because I feel like, first of all, I feel like they need more work, but sometimes they understand that they do themselves, and it's case by case. Some people have more to work through than others, etc., etc. But 2 to 3 months minimum, okay? You don't need to book all 2 or 3 months all at once. You can just book 1 month and then renew as you go. Now, the unlimited telephone deluxe package is the same, more or less the same idea, except that we're on the phone for 1 hour versus your audio needs to be 20-minute max. In the case of phone sessions, again, we interact 2 to 3 times per week, just like with audios. Schedule permitting, I record that session with your permission. I go through that session upon hanging up with you. I transcribe certain things. I take my extensive notes, and then give you the next assignment, what you need to work on, and then when we reconvene, I offer you my feedback and we discuss more things. Essentially, it's a lot of hand holding. A lot of basically direction that you receive from me. But I ask that you come prepared to work, that you're open, that you're honest, open and receptive to my direction and my feedback. I'm not a psychologist, I'm a coach. I'm allowed to tell you what I really think, and I'm allowed to give you guidance, okay, what it is that you need to do in coaching. Usually it's a good idea to pre-book my coaching, because I do end up having a waiting list in certain parts of seasons. Like right now is such a season, so it's usually a good idea to pre-book so that you're next in line, first come first serve. Okay, when you pre-book, just email me and let me know what you'd like to work on, what your objectives are in coaching, and then we'll schedule a phone call and we'll start our interaction. If you have any questions, please either comment or, even better, email me directly on my email, which is in the description below. Please keep in mind, I'm a very direct coach. Please watch more than one of my videos on YouTube. I really need you to understand my personality is very direct, and I really am here for results. Okay, I'm not here to dilly-dally. I'm really here to work and produce results, and I hope that you're the same way. All right, the subject of today is how to bring back a new version of your SP. Okay, so really quick, I want to address something before I continue with my subject. So one of my clients recently asked me a question and I want to address it. It's about abusive people. And I always mention in my audio/videos that where I draw the line about bringing somebody back if they were abusive to you. Okay, so let me make some things clear because I realized that maybe I was not exactly clear. It isn't that it is impossible to change somebody abusive. And maybe you should just do that anyway, okay? What I mean though, if there has been a lot of damage already produced in that relationship, like physical violence, physical abuse, emotional abuse, manipulation, making you feel a certain way about yourself. And I really mean degrading you, like really being cruel, okay? Or mental abuse, affecting you to such a degree where you develop some kind of condition. And I've had these people in my coaching, and most people, almost like 100% of people that I have in my coaching or ever had in my coaching are wonderful, adorable, beautiful people that are people pleasers and that have suffered some abuse in one capacity or another. I really mean severe cases, okay? Somebody who really degraded you and abused you to such a degree where it has had a profound effect on you. I don't think that psychologically it is even a good idea for you to start bringing back such a person. Number one, you'll always be reminded of this abuse. Number two, for you personally, as as somebody who is in my coaching or not on my channel who has suffered something like this, I honestly feel like overprotective of my clients and just really kind of like a mama goose who would be like, well, if it happened to your child, let's just say, would you advise them to bring such a person back? No. Even if they came back and apologized, that's nice. An apology is nice. But ultimately, psychologically, it's very difficult to start, pouring in so much effort into this and continuing to have feelings for somebody who ultimately did not mean well by you. Okay, I understand an argument here. I understand even disrespect, even lying, even cheating. These things unfortunately happen in relationships. But if somebody on purpose meant to mean harm by you, this is absolutely not what you need to have in your life. Okay, and that's what I really mean. And to tell you the truth, some people, it takes a minute for them to realize that, oh, wait a minute, that was abusive. I was way too forgiving. And that's what I really mean. And you and only you will know what is your case. But again, it's case by case. I don't know what your story is. Only you know what your story is. And like I said, most of my clients, almost 100%, are wonderful, really wonderful people who are too forgiving sometimes. And, if you come into my coaching, we can examine these things. And sometimes it's even harder to get over a person like that because there was so much drama, so much hurt. And somehow this drama and hurt becomes addictive to certain people, especially if you're an empath, especially if you are a gentle soul. And that's what I really mean. It's not worth getting into situations like these. And I'm sure you would agree. So this does not apply to this situation. So how to bring back a new version of your SP. So again, if there was some kind of drama panorama that you could ultimately forgive, right? That you could ultimately make peace with, even if it was cheating, even if it was disrespect, even if it was whatever, and you really want it, and you still have feelings for this person, obviously you have to want to bring this person back. Otherwise, what are we even talking about, right? So there's something still unresolved there, meaning you still have feelings. If they came back and apologized and made it up to you, you might consider taking them back or could take them back if you manifested that version that really suited you. And of course, again, nothing is impossible. It's whatever you want to do. Now, parenthesis here, in my coaching, the big emphasis in my coaching is you. you, my client, the person in my coaching, I start with you. We don't get to SP work until much later. Because for you, rather, to be able to manifest a new version of anybody, you have to become the new version. Okay, that's mandatory. This is actually everything I teach. All right. You are not going to be able to manifest anything new if you're still the same person with the same kind of mentality, with the same kind of old beliefs and old structure of thinking. Okay. Things need to shift for you. And then and only then you can start manifesting something different. Now, again, parenthesis here. It's okay to notice the old version. We have to go over this in coaching and realize, oh yeah, this person was disrespectful. This person was this way and that way. They were whatever. This is what they actually did, because it happens again very often that the person just wants to not look at that and say, I miss them. I want them. Even though they disrespected me, I just want them back. Hold on one second. This is not the version that you want. Even though, yes, you're in love, yes, you're maybe desperate right now, maybe completely heartbroken and this and that. I sympathize and I understand. However, this is not the version that you want. What you want is a version who is respectful, who is changing their ways for you in order to be with you. You want the version who has not existed before. And that is an undertaking for you to realize that, look at this. I, first of all, need to validate my feelings. This was fucked up, what they did. I'm not going to justify their behavior, even though, yes, I may be in love with them. Maybe I am really wanting to have a marriage with them and a relationship with them and this and kids and blah, 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 and the house and the whatever. Cats and dogs. But it doesn't start that I am going to completely disregard that and I'm going to just now, the way that I am, without having done the work on myself, start bringing back the same fucking version. That's completely stupid and useless. What you need is to create a completely different version that's going to be nothing that you've seen before. Otherwise, you're back to square one. They're going to leave again. They're going to disrespect you again. They're going to do X, Y, and Z. But here's the thing. The person who manifested this fucked up version is you. And how you did that, that's what we examine in my coaching, because there are no secrets in the universe. Nothing is really a mystery here, okay? You manifested this girl or this guy exactly the way that they are, with all the flaws that they have. Yes, a complete construction of your subconscious mind, of your consciousness. Nobody pulled you by the hand to be with this person. Nobody kind of they don't have free will. They didn't just walk into your life. It's not a chance, okay? This happened because you created them. Now, whether consciously or unconsciously, but you did. Okay, and for those people who keep manifesting third parties or this, that, and the other, drama panorama, you also create these people. And that's also a part of your consciousness, some kind of an insecurity usually, that you can be replaced, that you're not that important, all these things. Again, don't know your story, you know your story. This is just a general statement because usually when you create a third party, it's because you don't think you're important enough to be all by yourself, just in their life. If they're disrespecting you, then you think on some level you deserve that shit. Okay, if they, whatever they're doing, they're not doing it of their own volition. They're on the remote control of your subconscious or conscious mind. However you did that, but you did that. Nobody else did that, okay? And so in order to create a new version who's respectful, who's kind, who maybe doesn't have that, situation in their life that really irritates the shit out of you, who doesn't have a third party, who is, in any shape or form that you want them to be, who's faithful and loyal, who's caring, who's attentive, who's generous, and all these other things that you want them, or not a commitment phobe. They want to commit to you and this and that and the other. This needs to be part of your consciousness. This needs to be a program inside your mind that not only do you desire it, but you deserve it and you can have it. And that is the work on you, because on some level inside your mind, you teletransmit it to the entire universe. This is what I deserve, meaning your old beliefs, the nasty beliefs, the trashy beliefs. And out came this SP, he or she, and represented to you what you need to work on. In fact, this is marvelous. This is extraordinary and wonderful information. Now, it may not seem extraordinary to you right now because you're like, Anna, you don't understand my life. I've been waiting for this SP to change for years, or I've been crying for years or a month or whatever it is. Okay, well, you could do that, or you can start changing yourself. And that's what coaching is about. And I will, yes, continue talking about it, because you on your own cannot achieve the results just by sitting there and crying, or just by sitting there and wishing upon a star. Manifestation doesn't work like that. Please understand that the reason I talk about coaching so as much as I do is because I really want to get the idea, not because, I want you to necessarily come to my coaching. If you do, wonderful, I'd love to have you. But the thing is, you need to really do this work with somebody who, first of all, knows what they're doing. And secondly, it's not going to happen just by, trying to manifest something. It needs to be that you examine who you are, because your program will manifest a new version of this SP easily. If you change, you will be able to manifest new things, and SP is a part of these things, okay? On the frequency where you reside today, you may not be able to manifest this. Why? Because on the frequency where there's desperation, where there's resentment, sadness, etc., there is no such thing as your new SP. Your new SP, the new version of SP rather, existed always. From the moment that you've met them, the shitty version, parallel to that, there is another parallel reality where this new version always existed, and you may not even recognize them. Like, what happened to the shitty asshole that I used to know, right? When you manifest them, who cares? Somewhere else making somebody else miserable. If your purpose is to create something new, a new version of this person, you have to be all in. All the other beliefs need to kind of change, not to kind of, but to really change. All your resentment needs to go. All the drama panorama preceding your manifestation of the old version needs to be dissolved and talked about and kind of processed, and never to be revisited again. But this happens because you take the time to examine what made you how did you even manifest this person? Because you can go on blaming on injustices of the world and how this is like, circumstance that you didn't wish you had, and la 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 la. And it has nothing to do with you being a good person or not a good person. This is when people get confused, like, well, how come I'm such a good person, I do such, I'm fair, I'm just, and I'm beautiful and have such beautiful qualities, but yet here's an injustice and here's another injustice. Okay, well, you may be a good person, but your beliefs may not align with what it is you want, what it is you're expecting. Your expectation needs to be there. You understanding that you deserve that and nothing less, okay? And you believing that this is the only version that right now on the frequency that you reside, provided you've done the work, that can manifest in your reality. No other version exists. So if you're manifesting somebody new or anything new, period, in your life, and you keep going back to the old story, old beliefs, old drama panorama, you're trying to you get mixed results. One day you experience the good version, the next day you experience the shitty version, and you get confused because you're like, this isn't working. No, it's working all right. It's just that you need to focus yourself on one version, one singular version. And of course, it's a challenging thing to do. If everybody was doing it, everybody would be having manifestations like left and right. This is the work. The work is on you, on understanding how to maneuver your energy. With new beliefs, with new frequency, a new energy comes around you. An energy that you need to get familiar with. What does it feel like for you to be this new person who has this new version? Don't worry, I'll wait. That's a really good fucking question right there. Because you may not even have thought about it. Like, what would that even feel like to have this guy or girl to be exactly the way that I want them to be? To be completely apologetic, beg me for forgiveness, beg for a second chance, change their ways just for me, for no other person, but just for me. For some people, that's overwhelming, but that's exactly what creates the change. You are a very important person in your reality. You are the most important person in your reality. Who the fuck else they will change their mind or ways if not for you? But you don't expect this right now, and therefore it doesn't happen. You're too busy over there, third party. This happened to me before. Poor me. I'm overwhelmed. I don't expect it. Okay, well, look, I'm sympathetic, just like I said, but this is a road to nowhere. This is a road to create on a loop the old version. This is just the truth, okay? And I'm very truthful in my coaching. That's the way to get results, and permanent ones. We don't want to go back and forth. We want the new version, and that's it. Basta. We had enough of the old clown, okay? We need somebody who is marvelous to you, that you're happy and, happily ever after. Okay, that's what we're looking for. And so your job is to zoom in, okay, like a Rottweiler, like bite that manifestation and never let it go. The focus needs to be so pristine and so on it. You need to be so on it that even in the toughest moments, you're remind yourself, no, not going there. Nope. I don't care. Old story, don't care. Old version, don't care. I'm all about the new version. I know what the new version looks like, smells like, talks like, treats me like. Even if you've never seen this version before. Okay, first of all, not everybody, nobody's all bad, okay? Everybody has good qualities. So focus on those qualities and expand and exaggerate them, or create a new list altogether. Again, even if you've never seen this version in your fucking life, and all of a sudden you decide, one day to say, they're no longer this way. They're no longer a narcissist. They're no longer, telling me off. They're no longer running around with this one and the other one. They're no longer disrespectful. They're no longer partying till the wee of the hours. They're no longer whatever you want them to stop doing. They're no longer smoking or whatever, whatever it is you want them to stop doing. That's the version you need to create in your mind and invite into your reality. And you and only you with the magic, okay, of your focus are going to suck this version into your reality and make it stationary, okay? The same goes for anything. If it's finances or career or whatever it is you want, okay? You need to zero in on the version of yourself with tons of money, or the career that you want, or the idea that you're looking for, or the job or whatever, and never let it go. Are you a human being and once in a while you're going to fall off the proverbial wagon? Sure, but as long as you don't stay there for days or weeks, momentarily for an hour or two, or even 5 minutes, you can catch yourself thinking something else and you'll be like, I'm doing it. Going back to the ultimate version. Because the truth is, universe is benevolent. It lets you do whatever you want. You want to stay in the old version? Stay in the old version. You want a new version? You're going to get the new version, okay? Who is bending over backwards and doing whatever you want them to do. Okay, like I said, you want them to beg for an apology, they'll beg for an apology. You want them to text you, they'll text you 300 million things, like a Shakespeare situation. You want them to propose to you, they'll propose to you. Doesn't matter if you haven't seen them in years, okay? Doesn't matter. This universe is benevolent and also doesn't have a preference. If you want to concoct a brand new version of this person that's going to completely, honestly bewilder you, who is this person? Wow, this is completely miraculous. This is completely miraculous and magical, okay? Which is why I called my my channel Magic and Miracles, because you can create magic and miracles if you become magic and miracles, Right now, you don't feel that way. I get it. But if you create this energy in your life where you radiate a different energy, you expect in different things, you know that you deserve those new things. You know that you deserve this new, astonishing, new version of your SP, then it comes and it stays. But if you're freaking out every 5 minutes, if you're doubting yourself, if you're going back and forth, if you have beliefs that need to be processed or emotions associated with your trauma, drama, panorama, then it might prevent you from going there, period, much less staying there. But that is how it's created, and it doesn't happen overnight. But if you do the work, not only it can happen, but you can make this person stay forever with you. Okay? The choice is yours, and you really need to ask yourself, do I really want this person back? And if you do, then completely fuse with that reality, and like I said, never let it go. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me is below. Until next time, ciao ciao.